What up, y'all? Welcome back to Shadowland Universes and welcome back to Shadowland Offerings. I am DC Fago Guy, and joining me as always are my co-hosts with the most. We got Robbie and Gage.
Hello.
Gentlemen,
Us.
fucking third time's the charm, am I right?
Yeah, so full disclosure for the viewers at home, this is our third time trying to make this fucking episode. The first time we did a good hour and a half of great content. Hopefully we can match it today. And then I realized that the recording crapped out and it just was all lost.
Best episode of any podcast ever recorded, and no human will ever see it or hear it because it wasn't captured.
And that is why you cannot argue that it was the best.
Yeah.
And then the second time, what happened there?
That was when I had some personal business going on that I did everything in my power to prevent from happening during recording. And it happened as soon as we started recording. I had some house stuff happening, and it's just like
Had some maintenance men coming through, hammering in the background. It was loud
we
as shit.
tried to
Didn't do it.
get by, but there was no way that was going to be fun for anybody, and it was very distracting. And the first time, we weren't all decked out in our Loke gear, and then I was like, make sure you guys have that. And then so the second time I came in, I had my love shirt, had my hat, had Loki socks on, and these fucking guys, they didn't do it.
Listen, I had an Ala Zulu hoodie.
Yeah, so
he had a fun time gang shirt.
I almost wore my SON hoodie, so we would have had the full LLE crew represented, not the guy we're talking about. So completely coincidentally, Robbie and I are matching, so this doesn't get jinxed.
Yeah, we are.
Well, see, I just thought you guys were twins, you know?
Which is weird, DC, because usually you and I are the twins.
Especially when I had long hair, right?
Yeah, so we're fully decked out. We're not getting jinxed. We're not getting the Shadowland curse a third fucking time. Fingers crossed. If you're seeing this, it didn't happen.
There you go.
Is the way it goes. But what are we here to talk about?
The 2025 recap. That was a huge year for Loki. Biggest one maybe ever. So much cool stuff happened. Monumental stuff happened. So I thought it would be cool if we, before moving forward, go backwards, round it all up, because a lot of stuff happened. Like, we even had a hard time keeping track because there's so much cool stuff. And we're just going to go through merch, music, some like personal anecdotes, just whatever cool stuff happened in 2025, break it all down.
Shadowland 2025 recap. Yeah, it's a long list of things that happened, and you're gonna have nostalgia for 9 months ago when you see this. So strap in.
That's right.
Yeah. So in 2026, fucked it up already. In 2025, the first thing to happen was the Mission Infect mask drop. This was on the heels of Mission Infect kind of coming and going in 2024. They had 7 different masks, one for each album, including an album that ended up getting canceled. These were really cool to me. This was the first time that Loki would do masks for a group, other than himself, since the propaganda
and the
squad masks, the underground prop squad masks. I mean, these things are super cool. You pick your favorite one for your favorite album, or there was a bundle where you could get all 7.
Yeah, which if you're balling like that, hey, hopefully you're at a nice high tier on the circle, because that is that's some dollars.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I mean, you essentially got a free mask, right?
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
It's like buy 6 get 1 free kind of damn. So yeah. There was the prop squad mask, and then Neon Sermon had masks, which
that's true, yeah.
But this is the first time, I mean, in the history of Mission Effect's been around since 2007 basically, and had never had a mask, so this is a pretty monumental drop for sure.
Yeah,
and I'm sure a highly anticipated one too.
Yeah, well, like no official masks. I mean, you can get your like gas mask and kind of rock with that.
Yeah,
have the official one is pretty freaking cool.
What's everyone's looking at the graphic here? What's everyone's favorite album themed mask? I think I am going with. You know what? Honestly, Armageddon's probably mine. I think that red face with the stuff coming out of it's cool. It looks like a neat guy. I don't know where I was going with that, but I like it.
Yeah,
Probably makes you think Deadpool, I imagine.
That or a Red Skull from Captain America World.
I can see that. Yeah. See, for me, the green was always kind of really cool looking because it's like alien-like. Because the eyes kind of look like beady bug eyes a little bit. But I don't know, the fucking Kim Threats X, the camo, I mean, that just feels appropriate for a gas mask, right?
Yeah, that's my next in line for sure. That was my second pick.
I like the Extermination one a good bit.
Yeah. Good color.
The Asphyxiation one too. I like the bright green one. What was the name of the album that was supposed to drop?
Epidemic,
yeah. The mask, the green, like I like the bright, obnoxious, like ooze green color a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that color.
Yeah.
I loved it a lot too. Part of what made me pull away from it though was because of the color scheming being maybe a little too close to Neon Sermon. So I felt like it needed something to distinguish it a little bit more from that group. I mean, I know there's different colors for Neon Sermon, but that's like the album cover is got that neon green. So I think that's the closest kind of official color for Neon Sermon.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think that's why I'm kind of drawn to like the Extermination and the Chemical Threats X because they're kind of unique as far as like Loki colors and stuff goes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, in that Extermination too, that green is kind of like a army green color-ish. So
So those are pretty freaking cool. I was a big fan of those. Still have yet to get one. That's on my short list when I'm looking to buy another mask, probably. And then we had poster weekend, music weekend. But the other big thing, Loki's good at dropping really unique and cool things, and he dropped the Oracle board.
Yep. Boom, this guy. Little Ouija board style thing featuring the oracles. I'm going to get it in camera as much as I can without losing it. As you can see, there's kind of wood burned images of the oracles on there. There's the Book of Time remaster cover in the middle there. We got Aizu, we got Parasuva, we've got, can I get these guys down? Ooh, a Shadowland guy and another Shadowland guy. Yeah. This was really cool. I think there were 12 made? Oh, 24 made?
They were pretty slim. Yeah. Super jealous.
Very, very cool. One of the most unique, cool pieces of merch I own from anyone. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's good about doing like weird, unique stuff like that, and I love it. I'm pretty jealous. Hopefully, he'll do some of those at one point. I think when we first discussed this, I think DC had said, "What if he does more with the next subsequent oracles?" I think that'd be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah,
I feel like that's definitely got to be out there somewhere.
Yeah,
in the realm of possibility.
Continuing the vibes with more oracles. So then in February,
this starts a big part of this is. There was a lot of merch and one-off cool things this year, but there was a lot, especially with the preceding years, taken into consideration, a lot of music released in 2025 from Shadowland.
We'll touch on like really cool merch, but for the most part, I mean, like there was music was big. Probably might be the biggest year, and especially in recent memory. So around February, you got your Valentine's Day stuff going on, and low-key dropped a teaser for a new album called Love. There was this cute little like Valentine's Day card.
Yeah, to be mine with a question mark.
Yeah, with a cute little guy in a white mask. And it released on the 1st of March with the new schedule, which would follow it. Do you want to talk about the album, or kind of go through the?
Yeah, let's talk about Love. So this was a cool thing where that card dropped. Basically, I think early February he had said big announcement coming Valentine's Day. And so we're like, all right, cool. And then Valentine's Day, that card popped up, perfect timing, perfect theming. And then in the days preceding the album, I think maybe the week before, a couple days before, it went up for pre-save like things do on, Apple, Spotify, etc. Your classic streamers. And Loke basically said, if you pre-save the album, send me a screenshot, you'll get a free track, a free preview of the album. So I think all three of us did that. It was free. Why would you not? And sent the screenshot, and the track we got was the opening track, Happy. Happy. And I think we all had the same reaction, which was, whoa, this is not what I expected, because going even further back into 2024, there was a whole poll with 15 different possible albums on it that he had basically said, what do you guys want next? And one of the things that was on that list of albums was Love, which in parentheses had said horrorcore / rap or whatever. So we're expecting Let's Get Violent, Portraits of Horror, so on and so forth. And the track we get in our Facebook Messenger inboxes is just a lovely little ditty. A
very
real
happy-go-lucky.
fun. Happy-go-lucky is a great way to put it. Murdery in the lyrics. He's holding your head underwater and drowning you in the lyrics. So, but the music of it, very upbeat, fun, very super famous Fun Time Guys. Coded is, I think, something we all kind of landed on,
which is fitting because they would end up using that same beat at some point.
They had already, I think, maybe recorded their track with it at the time. So so that, but then the end of the track had this kind of creeping little skittering ominous music that would end up being the intro to the actual song Love, track 2. So it was like, we got that and we went, okay, this is not what I expected, but then what the hell's happened at the end here? And then, we got the album shortly thereafter, and it was the thing that was approaching in the distance on the end of that was where we went, which was just pure hatred and anger for 15 minutes.
It was definitely one of those, like, and that's one of the things that is fun about Loki is you never quite know what to expect. And hearing that track, it was like, okay, I could see a whole project of this, and then that's not what happened.
Yeah, I would have loved it.
I'm happy how it went, but I would have loved the fun, goofy, happy murder album. But the very angry fuck you of the whole album was just as good. That classic American Monster, Let's Get Violent kind of thing. But it was so much fun to listen to. It actually ended up being my top 5 in my Spotify Wrapped. It was just that whole album. It's just easy to repeat listen. It's so good.
Yeah.
Very cathartic to listen to.
Very short,
I think somewhere between the it being early in the year, it being so short and sweet, and it being the first new low-key music in a while, I think we all played that one like crazy. In my, I had albums in my top, streaming chart things. I'm not here to plug what streaming service I use. They can get their money elsewhere. But in those, it would be there was albums that had 20 tracks that were neck and neck with this little 5-track, EP. So I was listening to that thing on repeat for a good while. It's still probably one of my favorite things he dropped in the last year. So Love album fucking rules.
Yeah, it blew me away because I was expecting, I knew it was going to be high, but it was number 2. And it was, like you guys said, knocking out full-length albums that came out.
Mm-hmm. I'll preface this on the music front too. We'll kind of cover the albums as they come in the timeline, but leading up to 2025, it was a lot of low key doing a lot of group stuff, doing Mission Effect, Neon Sermon, Cabal, and that stuff was cool, but it's very obvious to me that what I really like and really what I wanted was solo low key when he's just focusing on himself, he absolutely kills it, and I was very hungry for it because like I repeat listen to that album so many times, and then everything else that came, which made this year like, I don't want to say make up for the last couple years before, because that sounds like disappointment, but like we got so much of Loki just doing what he does best by himself, and that's awesome. Yeah, Love was awesome. I like how like honest it was in a way.
Yeah.
Like talking about just fuck you all, like I'm done, I don't care about any of this stuff. The line, I don't need a crown for a scene I ain't down with. It's like stuff like that where it's just like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm done talking about like the YouTube internet opinions of everything. And it was just, as somebody who gets disenfranchised and burned out, like it was nice to have that feeling put to words in an album too. So yeah, I love,
for sure.
It's so good. Well, it's going to be one of those like classic albums for me too, going forward.
Oh yeah, I think it was something very therapeutic that Loki needed as well. Like you said, the scene is just in this weird state right now where, you know, I don't think necessarily as much talent is being recognized as it should, you know, and that's a line in Heart Shaped Box where, yeah, I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of the lyrics, but he's basically talking about y'all have access to dope shit, but you'd rather listen to some corny ass, like I said, I'm gonna butcher it. Clean water like a goldfish, but you're slurping water out the toilet bowl, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that sums it up beautifully right there. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of music out there, and Loke's fucking talented and killing it. And I think, and I could be wrong, I'm just assuming and speculating here, but with the kind of frustration of how Portraits of Horror turned out, this being like pretty much the first major release from him, not counting Fraggle Swag 2, since that, you know, debacle, perfect therapy, you know, anger, hatred, and yeah, referencing that song you talk about, Fake, where he's kind of addressing, you know, YouTubers and content creators and their shitty opinions, like that was definitely a track where I was like, is fucking Loki talking about me?
For me?
I knew he wasn't talking about me, but it's like you hear something and you go, oh fuck. But yeah, it was definitely, it turned into, for me as a content creator, an anthem for me, because I'm surrounded by all that bullshit of people doing that shit. So it was something that I was able to jam to as well and use, you know, just to feel that anger as well.
And there's, you know, there's a portion in the song Fake that talks about, you know, like kind of try hardy, you know, like fuck a shock rapper and a Suicide Boys clone, stuff like that, where it's like there's so much of that going on, and it's ranges from great to so tedious and horrible. So like, I'm just, you know, Loki is a guy who is not always directly in the mix. You know, he's not always collaborating with everyone in the scene, blah, 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 but he's always lurking in the shadows and watching. And so to have some of the things that I was getting tired of said on a record, I was like, God dang, all right, the boy is back and he's coming for fucking blood.
Feels good.
Which, and the irony of it is Heart Shaped Box is like a trap style beat, which is great.
Yeah, there's, you can, you know, production is one thing, but it's all, he always comes, you know who it is, you know, it's hard to call it generic.
Love also had, and we can kind of talk about the merch around it, had masks, which they were limited to only 12. They were super limited, which I thought was cool because they weren't just done by his typical team. They're kind of outsourced to another person, which Nightshade did a whole video breaking that down. You should go check him out. Shout out to Nightshade, who does awesome work just in general, but also within Shadowland Universes. And here's one of those bad boys. Me and Robbie copped one of those. I actually got 12.
12 of 12. Yeah, I think I got 6 maybe.
Hey, that's another good one. Those feel like special numbers. And then he did all sorts of stuff. Shirts, hoodies. There was like a big merch bundle.
Drawstring bag.
Personalized
Valentine's cards.
Yeah. And they had just the art too of this is so. I love the like cute, adorable art aesthetic juxtaposed to what the album actually is. It's so cool. There's a sticker sheet too.
Yeah, it's among my favorite theming and album art for any project he's ever done. Maybe number one, honestly. Like, I can't think of like some of the oracles are pretty amazing, but like, I don't know, something about that love art is really up my alley. I like it a lot.
I enjoy it a lot too, especially because I've been enjoying the Slash Happy stuff and that style of art, having it like that cutesy cartoony art. Is very fun to have it like his original stuff kind of reflected in that style is awesome.
There's a real like Lisa Frank vibe to a lot of it, which is very near and dear. So yeah, it was right up my alley for sure.
So that had a cool merch drop, and then on the schedule there was bomber jackets, which I believe Robbie got. Those are really cool. There was a jersey weekend, and then we were introduced to a new concept for the Shadowland Universes of the Slime Squad.
Yeah, now what the hell is the Slime Squad? What are these skater dogs? That's what I was saying when I saw it on the schedule. It said skater dogs, shirt and single, I believe, and song and shirt. Skater dogs, all one word with a Z. I was like, I couldn't even begin to guess what the hell this is. And when it dropped, I could have guessed 1,000 times. Wouldn't have been right. Basically, this is a fake Saturday morning cartoon show about, I'm just going to guess, skateboarding dogs. Anthropomorphized, Ninja Turtle style skateboard dogs with little kerchiefs. And the song is in a classic, Ninja Turtles style, 90s kind of punky theme song variety, which is just 0% what I had guessed this would be. There's no way I could have been prepared for this.
Yeah, I think we were all just like, what the fuck is happening? And I remember at the time being like, of course Loki would follow up maybe his most like vicious, angry album with There's nothing more like the epitome of what Loki does to me than that. It's like angriest album of my career, saying fuck everyone, I don't care, get fucked to death. Saturday morning cartoon show anthem. Like fuck yeah, go for it. It's awesome.
Yeah, run the gamut. And we're gonna get to more of these throughout the drops, but man, as soon as the animation budget comes through, I need these produced. I need to see episodes of Skater Dogs and the other Slime Squad universe shows. I need my Saturday mornings to be full of Slime Squad programming.
Yeah, get a Kickstarter. Like honestly, like I could see that happening. The other big thing, only 1 month later, we had to wait not even a full month. Like release 4 dropped.
Yeah, 2 records in one schedule, and this one's a compilation, so some of the stuff we had heard before, but I feel like more so than any other release album, a lot of this we had not heard before. Previous ones had a lot of like feature songs, like various. 2 is filled to the brim with tracks from other Mission Infect guys. The Loki's on their tracks, so like it'll be a Malaria featuring Loki, whatever. 3 is a lot of like him and different underground people. This is like largely songs we had never heard before, and then some singles that had been released previously. But there's a lot of songs on this one that were brand new to us, which I think is super cool, super exciting, and kind of makes it to me the best and most worthwhile release album in the series.
Yeah, I just went and looked. Out of 14 tracks, 5 of the songs were previously released, minus Porcelain Ice Pick, which was kind of a remix, but we never heard it in that way. Same with Hole in the Sky. So like more than half of the album was brand new, even if it was a remix.
Hole in the Sky, that remix had been on streaming.
Of course, the intro and the outro.
Yeah. But yeah, there's, And the stuff that we hadn't heard before, Gimme a Hug, the Masks and Machetes theme song, Till October, On the Road, like Inside the Show, these aren't throwaway, scraps. This is like a very, I will sit and listen to this front to back, this is a record to me kind of compilation.
Oh,
yeah. It
and
feels
this
like
album is. Oh, go ahead, Gage.
I was just saying, it feels like a full album.
Yeah. And it for me, and I think you guys have also echoed this sentiment too. This album is like the perfect low-key sampler because it touches every kind of style he does. I've actually referred it to like 3 or 4 people now and told them, like, they came to me wanting to listen to low-key. They're like, what do you recommend? I was like, listen to this, then come back and tell me which songs you like, and I can point you from there. Like, this is the starter guide to low-key release for us.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about how he's got this catalog that is like, if you say you're a new fan and you hear Love and you go, this is really cool, I like this, let's see what's another album, Book of Time, what the fuck is this? This is not what I expected. This is not rap. This is not aggressive or what there's a lot of range in the catalog. So having something like this that can be a little sampler where you go like, oh, this is all part of it, and then you could ask ahead, not like ahead of time, but a low key head, like any of the 3 of us, and we'll go, oh, you like On the Road, you should check out Dedication or Chameleatic, or like there's a place to jump into from each of these tracks, which I think is super interesting and exciting.
Yeah. I love that about this. Like, and we kind of came to that conclusion, like, independent in our own listenings. Then when we were talking about it, we're like, this is the perfect way to give people a place to go, because the discography is very dense.
Yeah.
And it can be hard to know where to go or want to jump in. But very rewarding if you're open-minded to it, and having this as a tool to be like, branching off points, I think is really good. Porcelain Ice Pick, the remix was originally on a Doc Gruesome album, is also, I think, a noteworthy song because of it being kind of signs of what the rest of 2025 would be, with where Loki would go.
There's one project specifically that definitely jumped off from where that one goes. And the original track had been a fairly standard, not like, I don't mean standard in like a bad or whatever, but like it sounded like a Doc Gruesome song because it was a Doc Gruesome song on a Doc Gruesome album featuring Low Key. Yeah. And then this version is like full like drum and bass, jungle, 90s, like, Prodigy style, remix, those fast drums, like, and a new take on the song. I think it's better than the original, and I really liked the original.
Same.
And I think it was just, again, a thing we had never heard from Low Key, which is like, how many new things can this guy fucking do? And then to learn that he had remixed it himself just a few days before releasing the whole thing, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Well,
yeah.
What to expect. And lots.
Big show of talent there.
What is your guys' favorite songs off of Release 4?
I mean, Porcelain Ice Pick is probably right up there for sure.
That's up there. On the Road might be my absolute number one. Like, I like the sad boy, contemplative, reflective look, and I like that hook a lot. It's very it's poppier than a lot of maybe what a lot of low-key fans want. I don't know. I haven't polled the community, but it's what this guy wants. I love that kind of shit.
A big fan. I also thought that was kind of out of left field in a good way. And we talked about the poll he did in 2024 when we were talking about love. Chameleatic 2 was on there. I'm like, that's what I want almost more than anything. So On the Road kind of scratched that itch. I would love to see that style, a whole album of that. And then Inside the Show is a close favorite of mine too. Kind of gives vibes like Portraits of Horror.
Yeah,
for sure.
Time.
I often speculate if that was like a missing track, which I doubt, but it definitely feels that vibe.
I love that you can go through this thing and point, like we talked about with the sampler idea, but it gets even more specific than that. Like you can point to any of these songs and kind of place it on a respective record. Like, Give Me a Hug, it sounds like Love. On My Way to Kill Your Bitch, that could be American Monster, Let's Get Violent. Stuff like Unbreakable, Stay Strong, Dominate, that's in like the Chameleatic vein.
Yeah.
On the Road, same. Till October is very Metanoia. Like, you can kind of go down this whole track list and like do a 1-to-1 for an existing album, which I think is like, it's like a greatest hits of the catalog with new songs, which I think is super cool.
That's the perfect way of putting it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to someday make
well
a
said.
graphic
Any more
with the tracks that like point to the album to follow up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea. The release for
the drop down,
the chart. The album cover, I'm looking at it right now on my timeline of notes, was really cool because the first release album had like an astronaut picking up the house mask, and I don't think release 3 had it, but then the second one had astronaut finding a mask, and then the release mask had an astronaut finding the love mask. I thought that was an awesome detail.
Yeah, it's like era specific for when each one comes out, which is another really cool detail. Like, the funny thing is yeah. The funny thing is, like, we know this stuff, this like lore, and it's like we're nerdy about it because it's what we do, whatever. But you know who else knows this shit and is nerdy about it? The guy that makes it. And so every little like fanned out detail, it's like, oh, he fanned out about it and did it himself first, because like that's where the guy knows his audience. And it's fucking dorks like us who want to go like, oh, and that's the mask that goes to that thing. And then if you fucking blah, 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 and no one's more aware of that than Logue.
Yeah. I'm told I'm unobservant. Like, I've always noticed the masks, but when Gage was like, oh, that's the fucking love mask, I'm like, oh shit, it is. I just see mask. I'm like, okay, cool. And they're finding a low-key mask. And then, the specificity of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm a sucker for
mind blowing.
I love Easter eggs so much.
Yeah.
Like unrelated, but Maya and I were watching the Fallout show, and every little fucking thing is just like, oh, I know that from the game. And Maya's like, what are you talking about? Because they haven't played them. Yeah. I love Easter eggs so much.
Yeah,
I love them when I know them.
Yeah. Well, like, take a mental note from now on. Like, when an Easter egg is spotted, immediately alert DC so you can be.
Sometimes you have to hold my hand and show me shit.
Yeah,
anytime.
We didn't mention on Love, but there is an Easter egg for the oracles. Is it an Easter egg if it hasn't happened yet, though? For Shadowland,
it can be a retrospective Easter egg, I think.
Yeah, it'll eventually turn into an Easter egg. For right now, it's kind of like a foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a handful of those on there. I mean, like, Love, we didn't get into the fact that it is full of references to Let's Get Violent, Follow Me, Oracles past and present. Like, even there's a lyric where he says, God damn it. Now I'm trying to think of lyrics and I'm fucking up. But he references dropping 7-minute epics and then them being slept on. And then later in the year, kind of closed out the year with a 7-minute epic. So, magic.
That's something else that I loved about Love is I like when he ties in his other, like, things in his universe together.
Yeah, 100%.
Like mixing the oracles into, like, the horrorcore rap and stuff. Ready to move on to the summer schedule.
Yeah, drop into summer. That is a huge one. This is where things get crazy for the year.
That might be the biggest one, the most important one, and kind of the introduction to a lot of things. Slash Happy returned with some cool stuff. There's like an Alien versus Predator one, I think, came out, which was the one that I was hoping for. Since he released the projects of Slash Happy as a concept, Locatron was born.
Hell yeah.
And that he's had a lot of transformations throughout time. We talked about...
He's definitely taken a lot of roles.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to get Locatron here for a second? I'll put a pin on the schedule.
Yeah. Locatron initially appeared to us as a sort of a radio DJ of sorts. They opened up through the, Loc Records and Shadowland Universes pages, kind of a, or maybe not even Shadowland Universes, maybe that didn't exist yet, but wherever it existed, it was on YouTube. And it was a 24-hour live stream of Shadowland music. So it would be, low-key tracks, baddie bat tracks, bad luck tracks, Mission Infect, Neon Sermon, you name it. I just did. That's pretty much all of them. And it would just shuffle through those, leaning more into the newer stuff. And between every few songs, Locatron, this face, robot low-key face, basically, that was basically low-key had programmed his voice and many phrases, or not many phrases, but like just information and whatnot into an AI model that then hosted this thing as Locatron. And it was super fun. When it first dropped, I was spending like full work shifts listening to this and just, put it on, and it's like listening to Shadowland radio, basically. And it's hosted by, Low-Key's voice through this weird robot who says off-the-wall nonsense at you all day and kind of interacts with people in the comments and, advertised upcoming drops and things like that. It was a lot of fun. Eventually, I think it kind of got to a point where people weren't interacting with it as much as they had hoped, and it was taking up a lot of bandwidth because basically their servers had to be pumped at Locatron. So they got rid of the radio model, but yeah, like you said, Locatron's been with us throughout the year in various formats we'll get to later. But yeah. What was your guys' experience with the Locatron radio format?
I honestly didn't spend a terrible ton of time with him. When he was first kind of conceptualized and ready to roll out, Loc did reach out to me and have me kind of do like a test run with the stream before it went public. And it was fun. It was very cool to be able to ask and have it answer. He's kind of taken on a similar role now with, we'll get to that down the road. But yeah, it was very fun. And low-key had me do like a little kind of advertisement video for it. And I have to share the story because I love sharing it. Is I completely went in and winged it, one take on that video. And my brain just randomly mentioned that Locatron will do his best to pleasure you. And my brain had that moment of like, well, he can't pleasure you. He doesn't have those capabilities yet. And the editing part where it kind of pauses and zooms in was all low-key, a completely silly, dumbass attack moment that just turned into a comedy moment. I absolutely fucking love that. But yeah, Locatron has been fun. I'm glad to see him adapt and evolve essentially into new roles.
Yeah, I was bummed out when he ended up. They kind of pulled the plug on the live DJ, but he still has shown up in many other forms. I didn't get to listen to it as much as I wanted to, but I have a very like distinct memory of like cleaning, and I'm just like tidying up a room while it's playing in the background, and then he pops in and starts screaming at sausages or like calling somebody in the comments like a sausage or some shit. And I was like, what is happening right now? It was just very funny. Like, as much as I enjoyed listening to music, honestly, the best part was just waiting for him to say some deranged, unhinged shit and
totally
people in the comments.
Yeah, it was cool. As someone who grew up listening to the radio and loving the DJs and the, just listening to radio, it was super fun to be like listening to radio in the same way that you mentioned, like the randomness, not knowing what's coming next, what the guy's going to say, and then what song is going to come, blah, blah, blah. Just fun idea, fun format. Someday when Low-Key has endless servers to work with and maximum, whatever, bring it back because it is a fun thing to tune into.
Yeah. Or maybe Locatron will just become sentient and kill us all. Who knows?
That might be his plan.
Worst fates,
I mean, I'd bow down to our AI overlord if it was Locatron. So Locatron dropped, and then and we'll get back to him. We'll come back around with him. The Slayer mask, Batty got her official mask line. Her aesthetic and merch is always so fucking cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I need to pick one of these up, but the Slayer masks are so dope.
They are. I love that they come kind of like there's a lot of options for different variants, which they all have, color variants, but this one's got specific like blood splatter or, like purple blood, green blood. Like, I don't know what world's baddie is in destroying aliens or something, but there's a lot of really cool variants for these very cool line, very cool shape, mold, pretty basic, which I think lends itself to a lot of different scenarios.
Yeah, like the simplicity is what makes it so cool, and totally. it looks good right alongside Loki's mask, which they use for art on a single we'll get to, and seeing them side by side is like, hell yeah, like that.
Yeah, they complement each other super well.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, we'll get into that between those two throughout the rest of this year, honestly.
Yeah, I hope so. So then the Portals app dropped, and the Circle, which the history of that if you're watching this early. The Circle became a thing, and the Portals app, which was really cool. It had a game for it, the Blood Echoes game. You got news updates early,
songs early sometimes.
Songs early, yeah. And that has since become defunct, which Loki would actually addressed in early January of this year. And all that kind of moved to the Circle, which is now the Patreon. And I think that kind of makes more sense, but I loved having like the app and stuff, and just the fact that he made it and did it is very cool.
Impressive for sure. Yeah, I thought the Portals app was super cool. I kind of did some testing to help him make sure certain things worked and whatnot, and it was fun to watch it develop from, sort of a basic thing into like, oh, now it has this thing, and now it has music, and now it has games, and just knowing that he kind of made all of it himself and programmed it was, like you said, super impressive. And unfortunately, I do think the Circle, the way it ended up, through Patreon, makes more sense and is more kind of user friendly, and it's an existing platform with a lot more capabilities. But I think the nugget of the idea that was the app was super, super cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I know the Circle has more or less taken over even like the social media aspect as well.
Oh yeah,
he's going to basically use that for a news platform, which is great. I love seeing those emails because Facebook is let's not talk about Facebook, but it's taking on a really big role. And I think early on there wasn't really that idea yet of what it would become. It was very early in its infancy that a lot of us really don't even knew what it was going to be, and I think Loki was the same way.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this will become the theme almost for the entire rest of this year. But like the Circle is so massive in what it did for kind of corralling the community, and then just giving a space for Loki to drop anything and everything, be it behind the scenes footage from music videos to new songs early to the Plex server where there's just an entire database of old live footage, like entire live sets ranging from 2007 to 2016 17. Like there's so much in the Circle, and we're talking about it all the time. It sounds like we're advertising it, and to a degree we are, because like we're part of that platform, but it's, as a fan, one of the coolest things any music artist I've been a fan of has ever had. I subscribe to a bunch of different Patreons for podcasts or whatever, and they're all pretty good-ish. Like where I'll get like a bonus episode here and there, whatever, stuff that makes it worth it. This is almost daily. You're either getting behind the scenes of some mask painting or a 20-minute video of footage from 2007 that's never been seen. It's just the depth of material that's there is so cool and so worth it, that like the Circle being created was a game changer for the entire what Shadowland is.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that was kind of also the introduction of Shadowland Universes as a concept and an umbrella.
Yeah, it all kind of rolled around the same time. Yeah,
it's kind of become memory soup. But we talked about before that the Shadowland Universes just having like a name for it, because there's so many things underneath of it, and even people involved that like it feels kind of unfair to call Mission Effect that Loki thing, even if it is. There's a bunch of talented people underneath it. To just be like Shadowland Universes, that includes Bad Luck, Batty Bat, who are great artists in their own right, and then everybody in Mission Effect who contributed to those things. And just Loki himself is also a man of many hats and masks, of Neon Sermon, the Oracles, your Horrorcore albums, your Fraggle Swags, like having that Shadowland Universes. It's all in this world. It's the perfect name for it. I'm glad we have that language to have that platform where it all kind of feels comfortable at.
And people love a collective or something to categorize, where it would be like the psychopathic family, or Long Live Evil, or whatever. Like, people love a grouping. And so I think having Shadowland Universes as a catch-all term for like, oh, I really love what Batty does, and I really love, Neculai, blah blah blah. Like these things that are sort of they've always been in one bubble together, but without a title. And so I think taking those and having an umbrella term for all of it is just it's smart. It makes sense. Before we get off the app, though, I did want to spend a little bit of time glazing the Blood Echoes game. Because I think that was a really cool thing that I don't think enough people utilized. And, I think at the time there was ideas for more. I know that there was a Parasuva specific game that had been teased. And I loved that Blood Echoes game. I think I played that. Played it feels weird. Basically, the way it was, I'll set it up. It was a text-based game with options. Basically, choose your own adventure story on your phone, where there'd be a big drop of text. It's putting you in a situation, in a setting. In this one specifically, I think you wake up in a cabin in the woods somewhere, and there's like a mask nearby and stuff, and then you kind of make choices, and it takes you to different places. You can go out and find the campfire, you can go deeper in the woods, and you're kind of exploring and trying to make sense of where you are and why you're there. And it was basically like reading just a really cool like choose your own adventure horror story book. And it came with a score that Loki made himself, which is sort of an ambient score with campfire sounds and synthesizer music, and you could get the score as its own download if you bought the t-shirt. And it was one of those things that was like, I don't know how to say this without sounding like an asshole, but fuck it, I'll sound like an asshole. Loki needs an audience that can appreciate what he does, because it's one of those things where it's like he puts out something very cool into the world, and the people that are there to receive it might not even be the right people to receive it. They're like, well, yeah, but where's the horrorcore album? It's like, no, this is this is like a very cool thing that maybe just spend some time with it, you'll like it. But like, I feel like some of those things fall on deaf ears from time to time, and it's really unfortunate, because sometimes those things that fall to the wayside because they're not embraced by the fan community as much are some of the coolest things he does, or some of the more innovative, like, new ideas, and people just want a record or whatever, which I'm guilty of too. I love a record. Give me a record any day. But I love the side shit.
I agree with that. I've definitely met big Loki heads that are like, oh yeah, I love Loki, but I don't like the Oracles, or like X, Y, and Z. And that's fine. That's kind of beautiful in a way. But also, I feel like a lot of cool stuff gets kind of falls on deaf ears, even to people who are fans, and that's kind of unfortunate. But if you really love everything, then you're a spoiled little bitch, and I am a spoiled little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I can't complain because I get all of it, but
I mean, you're exactly right, because when I first discovered Low Key and I was asking people what to go check out, like, such a huge majority of people were pointing me towards things like Let's Get Violent and American Monster, and I just naturally made my own choice to go where I did. And the Oracles, those are what won me over, and I was like, holy fuck, this guy's talented.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, for sure.
And we didn't even talk about this the first 30 times we tried to record this fucking episode, but with that album score,
Yeah.
so he technically released 6 albums if you count that.
Yeah.
That's fucking
true.
crazy. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think of it as 4, but it's really 6 albums counting that, and then the remix, which we'll cover in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to some of those other ones, but you've got like everything from horrorcore rap to then ambient soundtrack music
yeah,
to the stuff we're gonna get to. Like the range is always crazy, but
That's
yeah,
so
this year was
impressive.
especially. Yeah,
but yeah, Blood Echoes was cool. It felt like analog internet horror, like creepypasta shit, which I'm a big sucker for. So I such a fun vibes thing.
yeah.
It set an expectation for me for something else we got later in the year that wasn't there, and it was definitely something that Blood Echoes set, so it was definitely dope.
I'm waiting to hear what that is, so we'll get to it.
So the second Slime Squad song dropped, Turkey Time, which was a fever dream.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good title for it. Yeah.
Basically low-key released another, I don't even know if this was like supposed to be like a cartoon, but it's a fictional restaurant where wrestlers couldn't wrestle because of COVID, so they opened a sandwich shop called Gobbledygookers.
Takes place in 2020. So it's like it's a, what would you call that? It's a period piece from 5 years ago.
Just an unhinged song, which is another funny thing to follow up Release 4 with another song that only a crazy person would create, which I say with love and respect. Truly a madman, and such a crazy thing. And to kind of get into the mindset of this episode, I made a playlist with everything that Shadowland Universes did musically, all the Loki stuff, even the Bad Luck singles, which he started dropping intermittently this year, which are all pretty good. All the
really
stuff. And then the Slime Squad songs, and I sequenced those after Neculai. So going from Bargain with the Stars to hearing a fucking wrestling bell and then him singing about turkey sandwiches was just such tonal whiplash, it almost killed me.
Oh yeah, the emotional whiplash that had to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Mask and Machete's also got an online game through the app, which is available through the Circle now. And he's working on a beta for like multiplayer for like people to play because it's just against bots. Robbie began making content for the Circle.
Yeah, I did. Let's see. I think the first thing I did was I did a sit-down interview with Kung Fu Vampire in his hotel room after a show. Him and his drummer, whose name is escaping me right now. Paxton. Yeah, Action Paxton.
Yep.
Yeah, great guy, cool guy. Both are really cool guys, actually. Like I went in having never met either of them and not really knowing what to expect because I don't really do a lot of in-person interviews with strangers. Just not something I've done in the past a lot of. But this was super easy and cool and fun, and I think I did a darn fine job. If I say so myself, I think it was probably a lot of questions that. It was more informed than I think a lot of people that do interviews with him tend to be. So I think they both, thought it was a good interview and appreciated it. And it was a fun experience for sure. And then I did another one shortly after that with Sick One, who is a horrorcore rapper from my area. So I just went to his house and we did it in his garage, and that was super fun. So those are the only interviews I've done so far that have not been with Loki, but there might be more to come. I don't know. It depends on when opportunity presents itself. I'm out here in the Northwest, which is not a hotbed for, underground horrorcore rap. But when the opportunity presents itself, I'll get more of those on camera for sure.
Yeah. I'd love to hear more of those because you do good work.
I try. I do my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bat Cave also happened. This summer schedule was huge. So Batty Bat started streaming. To this very day, she'll do streams. She's
once or twice a week usually.
Yeah, she's fun to watch and hang out with. Locatron, that was another implementation where he'll pop up in the streams and terrorize everyone.
The baddie streams are slept on. Well, maybe slept on by me only because I'm not a video game person. So they are video game streams. She is gaming, like, which is really cool because she's entertaining and fun and charismatic. And then, sometimes she'll play with fans or play with Bad Luck, and they talk a lot of shit to each other, which is a blast. But super fun streams. I've only attended maybe 10 or so, and I always have a great time. So I would recommend those, especially if you're I was gonna say if you're a Game Boy, but that's like a product. That's not so much just a boy that likes games.
Didn't you get a fucking pizza too?
I did, yeah. One of the things that can happen if you attend these streams is they spin the wheel, prize wheel, and it's either, there's merch, there's blah, 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 various things. One time, or sometimes, it has been Pizza Hut pizzas. And I was watching the stream, and then probably halfway through, I was getting into where I needed to do some work. So I logged off and went back to my, day job work, and got a message from a friend of ours saying, like, I saw you want a pizza. And I was like, what are you even talking about? I don't understand. And then went to Facebook, saw that Loki had posted, it tagged me in a thing that said, Robbie just want a pizza. So I DM'd him and said, like, how and why? How do I get this pizza? Like, we don't live in the same area, so how do I even redeem this? What are you talking about? And he just sent me back a photo of my front door with a pizza on my door mat, in front of it. And he's got my address from merch orders and stuff, and just ordered it up on the Pizza Hut app, I assume, and sent it right to my front door. So
doesn't that feel vaguely threatening though?
That's creepy, wholesome,
it could be
and awesome
in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
But it felt not bad.
Yeah,
especially when I was eating that pizza.
Yeah, I mean, free dinner from a man in a mask who talks about killing people and knows where you live.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, so all that was crazy. Pizzas are great. The circle's been great. But I think maybe on a musical front, the hugest thing the thing that basically took over this schedule was Algorithm, a brand new group. This is Loki, this is Batty together. This is the first project they've ever done together, outside of Neon Sermon. But Batty was only on that here and there. It was largely Loki and Crux, and then Batty did like some hooks and things like that. This is them equal parts as a duo, doing spacey, post-apocalyptic rock music. Would you call it rock music? It's rock adjacent, not guitar heavy, industrial. Yeah,
like each song kind of had a different vibe, so it's kind of everywhere in between for sure. Very unique album. I mean, it's another step in like a different direction for them, I would say. Super cool to hear them together. That was another one of those things where, like, what's this going to sound like? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be like Fall from Grace? Is it going to be like Neon Sermon? And it was all of the above in a way, but also its own thing.
Yeah. Oh, and like the way he always, does these releases and schedules and things like that. Like, Algorithm was just a word on a block of text schedule where it was like Algorithm the Machine, and then the schedule ended with Algorithm Album. And so I was like, oh, so there's an album. But we didn't know initially that who was in it, that it was a group, if it was just the name of an album. Like, there was no, I think that's one of the funnest things about following these schedules as they drop is there's a big, bunch of dates with words next to them. We get together in our Discord chat and go, okay, what is this? What do you think this is? What could this be? And then over the course of a couple months, it all rolls out. And by the end, we're like, great. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, very rarely are we ever on point, but it's so cool. And they actually kind of teased it because they both changed their profile pictures on Facebook at like the same time with like quotes from a song. Loki kind of showed off that new mask that looks like his old Alo Cthulhu mask.
Well, so in 2024, they did that poll where one of the projects that was on there was something called Unharmony, and it was going to be Loki and Batty Bat. And part of me, when they changed their profile and had that little caption, they both did, that was me thinking they were gearing up for that. So I don't know if Unharmony turned into Algorithm or if Unharmony is kind of something else that's out there. But that's when they were first doing those teasing. That's what I thought was coming.
Yeah, and I think that was. I think I've heard somewhere, whether it was in a private conversation or Lord knows, that was maybe going to be more of a metal-ish thing, and then it kind of evolved into something else completely. And so, like, maybe there is that record in the future. I don't know, but I'm happy with what we got. I feel like Algorithm is like was such a surprise on every front musically, you know, blah blah blah, that like I wouldn't take it back. I wouldn't trade it for metal, not once.
Yeah. Oh, I love the atmosphere of Algorithm so much, and it was a project that I was waiting on for a couple years. You know, when they were dropping the singles for Fall from Grace and Portraits of Horror. I did a reaction for, I think it was Paparazzi, and in there I was like I teased an album where they're doing a duet style of the two of them singing. And that was in 2022. So here we are, 2025, getting that duet style album, and it was like perfect. It was dream come true. It was what I was waiting for.
Totally.
Yeah.
And one thing we didn't talk about earlier was the Echo's voice echo. What the fuck was that podcast called?
Voices from Beyond.
Yeah, the Voices from Beyond podcast was something we didn't touch on, but it was a short-lived thing where Loki had done some interviews, and in one of those, and then so he would do some interviews, then me and him would do some of the Shadowland history stuff that we started doing, and then after that he would kind of chat with the people listening. And he told us this tidbit, which I find extremely interesting, that I don't know if we've talked about on this show. And hey, you know what? If Loki doesn't want it out there, he can cut it out himself. But something he told us on there was that him and Batty actually each recorded the full EP on there, like as a not like it to be released, but like they basically recorded the entire vocals, each of them, and then he went in and chopped it up to what sounded the best musically for the project, which I think is super cool to know. And also, yeah, maybe drop both versions, maybe just on the circle. You don't have to put it out for everyone, but I'd love to hear that.
The solo cuts, that sounds so fucking cool.
Did Batty do the rap on the machine? What's or was there something else there?
Well, I mean, we've got the Chaos edition of Algorithm. Maybe we get the reverse Algorithm. Could be a
Rhythm Alka.
There we go.
Yeah. Speaking of the Chaos edition,
great segue.
What the hell is that?
Chaos edition is Algorithm, but instead of the atmospheric, rocky, tiny bit of rap, soft rock vibe, it is all, what is that, jungle and bass, drum and bass,
yeah,
remix, and all done remixed completely by Loki. And when I heard that version, I was like, whoa. Didn't really know what I was going to be getting into with that, but I mean, the name is right in the title, Chaos. It's pretty chaotic compared to the standard edition.
Yeah, that is we've talked about this in the past, maybe even on this episode that got scrapped because we got it ruined. But it is, the vibiness and the chillness of the original edition gives way to fast driving music on the Chaos edition. That is, if you need to get somewhere in a hurry, your wife is in labor, or you got to deliver a pizza someone won from a fucking wheel in 30 minutes or less, throw on the Chaos edition, speed it up, get there.
It's a great vibe.
Yeah. I work 25% faster when I'm doing that, and I actually work on machines, so I feel really like in tune and locked in, just twisting the knobs and doing the things, pressing the buttons. I look like I'm losing my fucking mind listening to that album.
Yeah, because no one else can hear it in your headphones.
I've got earbuds in, so people are just seeing me freak the fuck out, like being a robot, and nobody knows what's happening. But I'm efficient because of that album.
This guy's not okay, but all right.
They probably think that anyway. Honestly, I'll just be listening to music, just like bobbing my head, and I probably look like a psychopath because nobody else hears what I'm hearing.
But ain't that modern living?
Yeah, but fuck, I get through my day.
Yeah, and the Chaos Edition actually was drop 1 of the fall schedule, so we have seamlessly transitioned into that.
We have. DC, real quick before we move from Algorithm, do you have your CD handy? You did something really cool with those.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, before we move on from Algorithm, I picked up both the Chaos and the Standard Edition, and I like to customize my CDs, save space, but the CDs are pretty well identical, just the coloring is different, so I just kind of put it in a 2 CD case and put them all together in this little case and made like a really cool kind of 2-disc set, if you will. So for anybody who has the Algorithm CDs and wants a really cool idea, there you go, free idea.
Boom.
I'm all full of them. So
there we go.
Very cool. It looks very kind of contrast too. I love seeing it like that.
Yeah.
So Robbie, sorry I fucked your segue hard, but if you want to talk about the fall schedule.
Yeah, let's jump right into that fall schedule, baby. We've got more VHS tapes, which I don't think we really described. I think I talked around these earlier, but the cursed VHS tapes are basically old footage from the late 2000s, like 07, 08, 09. Loke and the Mission Effect guys walking around grocery stores, or breaking framed pictures over each other's heads, or doing things that I don't know what the legality is at house parties, and putting it all on camera, and basically I think Loki is going back to all these old tapes, because I think they mention multiple times in the videos themselves and in some of the live sets from the era that they're filming a DVD. They keep saying, "Oh, it's for the DVD," and that DVD never happened. But I think what did happen now is the cursed VHS tapes took the place of that. So Loke has gone back and edited all that footage and put it out, piece by piece. So we're up to like maybe 6 or 7 of those out currently. I know there was a hiccup with this current schedule that, I think one of them was late, maybe one of them didn't happen yet. But yeah, those have been really cool. So we got one of those. We got actually 3 of those on the fall schedule. Highly recommend it. Circle only. You gotta circle up. This is the official sign of the circle. You gotta circle up if you want to. Well, I think maybe unsavory people were using this one, so we'll go with this, or maybe a back. This is unimportant content. What I'm saying,
probably starting gang signs.
You gotta join the circle to see some of this stuff, including we had VHS tape number 3, Godzilla music video behind the scenes, all this kind of cool exclusive stuff that is strictly, honestly, for the diehards, but like super worth it for the diehards.
Yeah. So yeah, those are really cool. I mean, it's super worth it. We got a Mission Effect single, which I believe was supposed to be on
Epidemic.
Was it Epidemic? The Blackout single? Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
One of the only songs
intended for. Yeah, we actually on this schedule, I believe, got 2 Mission Effect singles. Yeah,
because Bullets and Spray Paint ended up being Mission Effect branded. So then the Mission Effect singles happened. Batty dropped the new single, Wrath, which was pretty cool.
Nice good.
Song, and then a really cool shirt that came with it. Again, her merch and aesthetic is just always really cool. I almost like some of her stuff as much, if not more, than Loki's stuff.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then There was a Bunny Junk shirt, which was another thing under the Shadowland Universes umbrella. That is a crazy thing. That's fun.
Yeah, we can't. If you don't know what Bunny Junk is, we can't even begin to explain it right now. But it's rabbits, it's guys from Mission Infect, it's silliness. Look it up. Do your own research here. Maybe we'll do a deep dive on one of these and really tear into what that is. But if you don't know, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And then we got another entry into the Shadowland Universes with the Delilah Graves single.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Yeah.
Baddie's first alter ego new character. Very cool. That song was also kind of had like a lullaby vibe to it.
Yeah, totally.
Halloween playlist. I don't know if you guys got down with that. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, there was the Delilah Graves Jack-o'-lantern single and the Circle exclusive remix. Both were really cool. And I want to see more from that. I want to see, I want this character to exist, not just maybe strictly for Halloween, or maybe, maybe next year we get the Halloween album from Baddie as Delilah Graves. I don't know. But if not, let's just get some here and there stuff, I don't know what that character really is outside of this one song, so I want to know. Baddie, get in there, teach me.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool, especially for me as a guy who's not a really big singles guy. I pretty much wait for albums or projects to drop, so I definitely would love to see more because I did check it out. I liked it, but that's kind of what I'm holding out for is a full project or EP. I say project, I say album, but that format to me doesn't matter how it is. I just album. That'd be really cool. And I mean, let's throw it out there. Maybe a Candy Corn and Cover Songs 3 can drop, and then we get Delilah's, debut
Revenge
album out there. Yeah, Delilah. Yeah, I love it.
That will be dope. And then Big Daddy Neculai happens.
Right. Which we did an entire episode on, so I don't know how much we need to dive deep into that, but
I mean,
great record.
We said a lot on it. I think the only thing I regret not saying was how good the percussion is on that album. It's awesome. But I mean, yeah, we went in.
It's an oracle, baby. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's an oracle.
Yeah, great. What super. It's a rock record. It's got great songs. It's got 7-minute epics, as discussed earlier. Hopefully, you don't sleep on them. It's got some great hooks, great songwriting, really emotional lyrics on some of those tracks, especially something like "Bargain with the Stars" is super deep, super personal. And we talked, like I said, at length about it. So if you are curious, like why those guys not have more to say about that, we had so much to say. Go watch that episode. It's out there. You're watching this on the Circle, scroll down. You're watching it on YouTube, link in the description maybe, or just scroll down.
No need to kill any horses, Yeah.
They're beat up enough.
And then we end the year with the final feeding, with the Broken Garden single, which
we haven't touched on, right? That was not that came out after our last episodes, correct?
I believe it did.
Yeah,
really good song.
I think we
really
maybe
song.
Covered a little bit because we were looking at the schedule.
We talked on one of the scrapped recordings.
Yeah, one of the unrecorded versions of this.
Yeah, the unmade podcast episode. This one's cursed, so hopefully everything goes right.
Yeah, but
everything, and you guys see this.
Yeah, if you're watching this, it worked. Broken Garden, I really like a lot. This is, I mean, we just talked at length about Algorithm. This is the same characters of Algorithm. It's Loki, it's Baddie Bat, but it's not Algorithm in title or in sound. It is more, I think, what was expected from a Loki Baddie Bat combo, which is more of a metal song, big strong hook, really cool song. This one, I want to see a video for it. I want to see this album now that we've got Algorithm, or these can be two parallel things where they have these metal and then also this kind of industrial vibe, whatever. We've been talking a while. I'm running out of words.
Yeah, we're running on steam. I mean, it feels like that's maybe what our Unharmony could have been. Broken Garden feels more what we were kind of envisioning for it, but I want to hear more of that.
Broken
Great
Garden
album
is
cover.
it's very Fall from Grace meets Metanoia, so it's definitely in
which is
the
perfect.
heavier vein. And I mean, if they want to keep it under the Algorithm umbrella, to me, I think the Chaos Edition would be a great segue to go from this kind of softer to chaotic to now heavier. Could be interesting, and they maybe that algorithm could be called Unharmony. If that's
it just
the
depends.
umbrella they want to use.
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of heavy theming with Algorithm, involving machines and overlords and post-apocalyptic vibes and all that kind of stuff, which maybe Broken Garden doesn't fit that, and that they're two completely separate things. I don't know, but either way, I want more of it. I want more of both. I'll be honest. I'm greedy. I want all of it. And yeah, the cover was really cool. The album cover, it's got the baddie mask and Loki mask next to each other with a bunch of shattered glass around them. And I mean, for just like a sneaky little single at the end of the year, perfect.
Yeah. And then there was a ladies' weekend merch drop, and then the return of physical Masks and Machetes cards, which I think we speculated
on Speculi.
Yeah. The feeding of Speculi, what some of those cards would be, and we were pretty accurate on some of our guessing. Like Locatron got a card, some like the different masks that had come out since the last packs. So
I think the feeding of Speculi is killing DC. Which
Oh,
also that is
you broke me with that. Sorry, man.
that's
Okay.
that could be a new show you do, DC. You love speculating more than anyone I've ever met.
there you go.
I do.
Feeding-
Some of them are
feeding
very
Speculi.
wild too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
More or less, though. That was. I mean, is there any other major business? Or that was 2025. I feel like.
I mean, huge year. I mean, there were so many good albums. If any one of those albums would have dropped by themselves, it would have been a good year. But the fact that we
great. Yeah.
a release, Love, which feels like a sequel to American Monster and Let's Get Violent. You got a whole brand new world of possibilities with Algorithm, and another Oracle. Crazy, 100%.
And then, if things go on track where they're supposed to, for the new year, I mean, we should have a Jackie O Beats like pretty fucking soon, and then God knows what from there.
Yeah, and which, focusing on 2026, Loki did say that his schedule kind of got all goofed, so they're gonna rebrand it, restructure it, redo it, which feels, makes me feel good because we had to do that with this episode.
Yeah, everyone's going into a new year with some recalibrating.
Which focusing on 2026, got the Lyric Vault that just happened, which Locatron kind of runs, which is pretty cool. But there hasn't been any other like major news in that vein. Once there's a schedule, we'll come back and talk about that. But going into, so what was your guys' favorite thing from 2025?
That's tough. I mean, there was a lot. I might say Algorithm.
Yeah.
I think that might be the one for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with that as well. I mean, because the Feeding of Neculai, great, amazing. It's everything I was expecting in an Oracle. But Algorithm was such a surprise that I think I would have to give it to Algorithm for sure. Definitely a favorite album that dropped. But I mean, they're all amazing. So
yeah, there was so much good stuff that happened. It's hard to pick one thing. I think outside of Neculai, Love might have been my favorite thing that happened. I'm a sucker for all that stuff.
Sucker for Love.
Sucker for Love. What else happened?
I mean, the circle, the circle as a thing is probably
Shadowland
like
Universes. Getting the opportunity to do this show was really cool. Robbie and I had a conversation at one point about like how many people get to talk about their favorite artists on their favorite artist platform. Like that's fucking cool. Like I feel grateful to have this. So,
Very.
Thank you to anybody who's watching this. Just throwing that out there. 2026. What are we? Where you guys?
What do we want? Forward? This is the feed. This is the real feeding of speculi. This is when we get into what am I looking forward to? I want another Batty record. I'm a huge Fall from Grace fan, and I've been loving the singles. So I want more of that. I would also be open to taking it in the form of a, whatever this Broken Garden is from. If they want to do more joint stuff, I'm just as happy with that. Like I said, Algorithm was my favorite thing from this last year. So I think their voices sound great together. I would love to hear as much of that as they want to do. I'm excited to see new masks come out. I know we've seen some teasers of a new sculpt in the circle, so I'm excited to have some of that stuff come out. And it's always just music, whatever it is. New music's always going to be where my heart is at, and I don't even want to speculate on what it is because I like the mystery of it. I like not knowing what the hell is coming next. So. I'm hoping there's more music to come this year, and I don't need it to be of a specific vein. It doesn't need to be rock or rap or whatever. It's just got to be good.
And then, coming from Loki and Shadowland Universes, it's expected that it will be. So
yeah.
As far as mine, I will speculate. I would love for Broken Garden to be more them, like you said, doing stuff together. I think it would be absolutely great. Obviously, we have Jack Your Beats 5 on the horizon, being on the release schedule for, this first quarter. I assume that part hasn't changed when the new rehash schedule comes out. So I would say for me, I would love some Candy Corner cover songs potentially in the fall. Just kind of looking at that poll as well. There's so many projects that was on there that have come out that the one that's got me the most curious is what Symbiote is going to be. And, I don't want to put too much expectations into it and then it be a disappointment, but I know what I would love to see that be. So just manifest it with my own thoughts without adding too much. But musically, yeah, that's kind of my big ones, but I'm sure anything and everything that comes out is going to be fucking great. But I think other than that, just to keep doing what he's been doing with the circle. And, one last thing for Algorithm is, those masks that they're wearing they look pretty fucking sweet. And I think that'd be a really cool line, is to have an Algorithm mask.
Yeah. Algorithm, Neculai. There's some new faces in the Shadowland Universes, to use the term itself. The one that Loke's been wearing here and there that looks like his original, not his original House 2 mask, but the one that came after that, the first, originally sculpted one. He's been wearing one that looks similar to that. Love to get my hands on that. And he's been teasing, House 2 masks coming into production. Would love to see that. So a lot on the mask front I would like to see. Although financially I don't need to see all of it.
Yeah. Mercifully for my bank account, the Neculai mask I assume got pushed back. So
yeah.
That's good news for me. But I like to look at them. So going into 2026, I just want the momentum to keep rolling. Like, I would love to have as much music as we had, because I'm a greedy little pig, and I would just want more music. I really would love if the Blood of Isu and Eyes of Parasuva kind of drop back to back. So if the next Oracle comes out this year, that'd be pretty.
Are you saying you want a repeat of those, 9 months apart kind of, John?
Yeah, exactly. But other than that, like, I just want the circle to continue to just, roll and build and grow if it can. Love to hear a new Batty album. I think we're due, even if that is more Algorithm, more unharmony, whatever it manifests as. But I mean, I just want the momentum to keep going, and I'm excited for this year. I think 2025 was a year for the books. It was legendary as far as I'm concerned. I've been a fan for a minute, and it's one of the biggest years in my career. Let's call it career as a Loki fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been illustrious, your career as a fan. So,
Yeah.
In your tenure.
Yeah. I want that. Should get a jacket at some point for that,
at least
Yeah,
get a watch
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, 10 plus years. I don't know how long. Time is soup. Yeah, but 2025 was a big year. I hope 2026 is equally, if not better, bigger. But
Yeah.
I assume it will, for sure.
yeah.
And again, we apologize to the viewers for giving you our Happy New Year shit in damn near February, but the world was against this happening. There's a lot of problems constantly in getting this done. So we finally did it. And in reality, no one was clamoring for it. I'm sure everyone will go, oh, they did one of those again. Okay. So,
yeah,
But hey,
absolutely.
if you watch this and you liked it, I appreciate that because
Yeah.
I have fun doing this.
and if you watched it till the end, comment and say, comment the feeding of speculi down below if you watch this whole episode. We want to know if you're out there, if you're viewing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, and like Gage said, for everybody that's been watching and listening, it definitely means a lot because we put in effort. So to see it not just go on blind eyes and deaf ears is awesome. So, but yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we'll head on out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we'll be back. We already have topics lined up for future episodes. We got to play the now active multiplayer Massive Machetes online. We're gonna play some of that and do an episode about that. We've got stuff coming. So 2026, you boys are gonna be here talking Shadowland.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. As always, thanks Robbie, thanks Gage, and thanks everybody watching and listening right now. We will see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.